Okay, welcome back to Kimbo's Crafts. I'm Kimbo, and this is my channel where I go over all things crafts. Lately, definitely going over some travel journaling. In this video, I am sharing a travel journal with me. So recently, I went to New Mexico, and so I brought this CleverFox travel journal with me. Now, it has featured in a few videos before. I'll go ahead and link the original video where I showed it unused for you to look at. It's one of my original videos. And so here I am trying to find the best place to put ephemera. Now there's a lot in this book, so I was very picky with the ephemera. I didn't use any receipts, for instance, or anything that I usually use because of the fact that it is so small and you don't have much to work with. But I will say here you can see I am able to peel up a sticker. Now that's a very nice sticker. I bought it from a location we went to. So I don't know if every sticker can peel off this page, but it does peel up just fine. It doesn't tear the paper at all. I was able to stick it back down. So I wouldn't say that it's sticker release paper, but it's pretty high quality, at least, in that you can peel it off. And here I am using my small travel tape runner. I believe it's a Tombow. I'll go ahead and link it in the description. I did end up running out of that tape runner before finishing my trip, so it's very small, but I was also gluing or taping down several pieces. Now, something to note when using this book, especially because I don't have the luxury of too many pages, the layout, I had to, you might have saw me flipping around, I had to think about everything before doing it and be really conservative with maybe some of my layouts. Here I go pretty sticker heavy because I'm running out of room in other places in the book. I will do a flip through at the end of this video to show you how certain content got spread throughout the different pages, because in the CleverFox book, the CleverFox travel journal, there's different pages for different purposes, and it's basically guided. There's different sections that you can use in different ways. I found that I don't use all of the sections. This is my third trip now using the book, and so I have come to realize that I don't use certain sections, or maybe I use the packing list, but I don't need it towards the end, and I don't really need to remember it, so I'll just start covering up the packing list, those sorts of things. And so in this way, certain pictures, stickers, ephemera have spread to different pages that don't necessarily have to do with that day's writing. So in the future, I think it'll be much more beneficial to use like a Wanderlust passport type book where it's just very open-ended and room for whatever I want to use the pages for. I think this is a good book because of those guidances for those who are maybe not sure what to do with it, but since I do so much scrapbooking already, it basically just becomes a smash book. And so this page that I'm using here is one of the travel journal pages. There are 6 double-sided. I think it's 6. And so I used the first page for the first 2 days of the trip, and then I started using a page per trip or per day because I counted out what I would have available in room to use. Here's the calendar page, which of course if you're only going for a week ends up being pretty empty, so I used that for certain things. Here's a good flip through for you to see. So here I am determining that this belongs on this page, and I'll just have to take up more room with the pictures than intended. Of course, that takes away some of the room that I have to write, since I had already predetermined that I was going to use that page on the right for the last day. And of course I have to use stickers. I actually purchased these stickers at a scrapbooking store in Roswell, and they were all New Mexico themed, and so I am determined to use the entire sticker sheet before the end of the trip. I do have the travel themed sticker sheet that ended up breaking at the binding. Here it is now. I got that in Chicago, and then I've got the Adventure Awaits Abby Sai sticker book that I got online a while ago, and that one has, I don't use the stickers as much, except for definitely the date stickers have been on each page so far. Now I used my LePen set that I also got in Chicago. In my stationery shopping day, I picked up this LePen set, and I love the colors. They're not very Southwest color coded, so if I was really into it, I would have probably picked up more of the browns and reds colors that you find around here, but I keep this in my travel journal, and so for this travel journaling trip, I've been using the LePen different colors each day just to give a little pop to my pages. It's also quite fun. The pink doesn't show up incredibly well, but it is readable, more legible. Yeah, when you have the book in front of you. On video, though, it's going to look incredibly faint. Okay, so here is an example of some of the ephemera I picked up just in the last 2 days. Coming up here. So these are the pamphlets. You get them at all the national parks and monuments. I have been picking up a lot. If you've noticed, these, I ran out of tape, and so I haven't been able to glue these in. But here's a quick flip through of the pamphlets I've picked up the past day here. So each pamphlet is really thick. See here? It's several pages. It folds out. It has maps. They're very great, but they do end up being difficult to keep in the book. So here's a flip through. This is the calendar page where I've just put random things that overflowed from the journals. There was a page there that I printed out a map of where we were going on the planned route, and that one I used to cover up a page for just the budgeting and emergency contact information. I just repurposed that to use as the route because it went right next to the page where it had a list of things that I wanted to see, eat, and do. So it just made sense to put it there. Here is the prompts for what I use at the end of the trip, kind of a little review journaling. And this is the end of the pages, actually. I think I don't remember what it says, but it's just an open double-sided page. And so I actually started gluing in there. And here you can see, because of the pamphlets so far in there, it is bursting. Some of those, like the tall red one, are from Chicago, but there's a bulk of them from this trip, and it's just kind of, luckily the cover of the book is so flexible, it is bending and allowing for that to happen. So I'm probably going to get those pamphlets in there somehow, but I can no longer use the folder in the back to hold anything because it's just too thick at this point. And here I am, a little late to point out, but I am in this video staying in a casa. It's called Casa Culinaria in Santa Fe. If you're interested, this room has a cute antique table for you to use, and so that's what I'm using here. It worked out really well. It's not the biggest table I've ever used, but it did work. And here you can see the travel pouch in action. It always gets full to bursting every trip. And thank you. See you next week.